Palestine today faces a complex and challenging reality. The Gaza Strip, a densely populated coastal enclave, suffers from a severe humanitarian crisis. The West Bank, under Israeli occupation, witnesses ongoing tensions, settlement expansion and displacement of its Palestinian residents. The international community grapples with finding a lasting solution, with efforts focused on achieving a two-state solution and addressing the dire humanitarian situation. The path to peace and justice remains elusive, marked by recurring violence, political complexities, and deep-seated grievances. The underlying issues, including the status of Jerusalem, the right of return for Palestinian refugees, and the future of Israeli settlements, continue to fuel tensions. The Palestinian people, despite facing immense hardship, display remarkable resilience, clinging to their hopes for a better future. Their plight demands the attention and action of the international community to alleviate their suffering and work towards a just and lasting peace. The Gaza Strip, home to over 2 million Palestinians, is grappling with a dire humanitarian crisis. Years of conflict and a crippling blockade have left the enclave in ruins. The scale of destruction is staggering, with homes, hospitals, and schools reduced to rubble. The United Nations estimates that over 69% of buildings in Gaza have been destroyed or damaged. The healthcare system, already on the brink of collapse, struggles to cope with the overwhelming number of casualties and the lack of essential medical supplies. Food insecurity is rampant, with over 90% of the population dependent on humanitarian aid. The blockade severely restricts the flow of essential goods, including food, fuel, and medicine, pushing the population to the edge of survival. The mental health toll on the people of Gaza is immeasurable. Trauma from constant conflict, loss of loved ones, and displacement has left deep scars on the collective psyche of the population, particularly among children. The international community must act decisively to address the unfolding humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza. Lifting the blockade, ensuring the delivery of essential aid, and supporting the reconstruction efforts are crucial steps to alleviate the suffering of the Palestinian people. Much needed respite from the violence. However, the agreement remains fragile, and significant challenges hinder its long-term success. The ceasefire, structured in phases, aims to address key issues. These include the release of hostages held by Hamas, the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza, and the eventual withdrawal of Israeli forces from the Gaza Strip. While some progress has been made in the initial phases, including the release of some hostages and the partial easing of the blockade, deep mistrust between the parties persists. Allegations of ceasefire violations by both sides threaten to reignite the conflict. The root causes of the conflict, including the issues of Palestinian statehood, settlements, and the status of Jerusalem, remain unresolved. Without addressing these fundamental issues, the cycle of violence is likely to continue. Section 4, West Bank. Struggles for land and security. The West Bank, under Israeli occupation since 1967, faces ongoing challenges of settlement expansion, displacement, and restricted movement. Israeli settlements, deemed illegal under international law, fuel tensions and erode hopes for a two-state solution, while Palestinians face displacement and limited resources. The separation barrier fragments land, while settler violence and lack of accountability perpetuate a cycle of conflict. Supporting Palestinian self-determination and economic development is vital for a just and lasting peace. Section 5, the world's response, international actions and obligations. The international community plays a crucial role in addressing the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Efforts include humanitarian aid, investigations into war crimes, and calls for accountability. The International Criminal Court investigates alleged war crimes by both sides. This has sparked mixed reactions globally. The International Court of Justice declared Israel's occupation illegal. It calls for an end to the occupation and a two-state solution. Many nations recognize Palestine, supporting peace efforts, yet a unified global response remains elusive. The world must ensure justice, aid, and lasting peace.